Offender in custody. Thanks. If anyone else calls my just let me know.
Good morning, and thank you for joining this quick video. Hopefully, you're having a peaceful and positive cup of coffee, and the rest of your day is that way as well. Now, we've seen that video of BK walking around. Is it real? Is it fake? We put out a video yesterday. I had a lot of questions in that. Let me know what you think in that comment section if you haven't checked that one out yet. But when it comes to what I'm going to bring to you today, Steve G had an exclusive interview with TMZ, and he talked a little bit about BK and his prison experience. But Steve G's calling BK a marked man. They know what he did. And then says snitching on inmates, that just adds to it. We're going to read this article real quick. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Make sure you hit that bell. That way you get notified anytime we go live or drop a video. And here's this article. Check this out. Brian Kohberger is marked. Victim's dad says snitching on inmates just adds to it. Again, this is TMZ. Brian Kohberger, victim's father, snitching on inmates made you a bigger target! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Quadruple murderer Brian Kohberger is already bitching about his life in prison and how he's being taunted by fellow inmates, and the father of one of his victims says that should be the least of his concerns in the joint. Steve G, father of Kaylee, tells TMZ he was super pleased to hear inmates are already making Kohberger's life miserable, and the fact he complained about it to the guards shows how truly stupid he is. As we reported, Kohberger is crying about his fellow inmates inside his Idaho prison are taunting him by yelling at him through the vents at all hours of the day and night. But prison officials say that's just how inmates talk to each other. Now, that's what's interesting when it comes to that video, if it's even real or not, is that's one thing you don't hear is inmates. You can hear them crinkle up that piece of paper. Creakle, creakle, creakle. But you can't hear any. You can't hear any of that. Very interesting, right? I don't know. Watch it if you haven't. Drop some comments. Steve tells us he thinks Kohberger's snitching just shows how stupid BK is, since the infamous murderer is certainly a pariah among the worst of the worst criminals inside, given his victims were helpless college students. Steve also suspects inmates may also see him as a threat, since he committed his murders while the victims were sleeping, meaning no cellmate would feel at ease around him. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think there's probably a lot of people in that prison that committed crimes when people were sleeping. Let me know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Bottom line, BK is likely marked via the prison code of not hurting children, even if, in this case, the victims were young college students. So the taunting a few days into his life sentence is the least of his worries, because he can't hide in there, and they all know what he did. Now, I'm thinking, and let me know in the comments section if you agree or whatever. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking that they're targeting him because his arms look like they were waiting for a flood in court. You know, his sleeves, his arms were, not his feet, waiting for a flood. His arms were waiting for a flood. I think the word got around the dude, you know, the dude's just a little different, you know, and they just want to poke. They want to poke. They want to poke. They want to poke. I don't know how many of these prisoners are from Idaho. I'm sure quite a decent percentage, but at the same time, where everybody's going to work together and whisper sweet nothings through the vents, I think it's more of a test. It's because he's popular to the media. Everybody knows his name. They're nobody and he's somebody, and that's why they're targeting him. That's how it works. I love you guys. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. Again, if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Make sure you hit that bell again, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Come for standby. 10-4.